people, back at it again. Another episode of The World is Burning. If you're new here, welcome. Take a seat. This is a channel that I've put together. We're just sort of documenting the economic issues people are going through. But really, we're getting ready to look at the financial crashes of 2004 that I think are coming. And I think 2005 is probably going to be pretty rough as well. So I thought it'd be good just to document this. Shout out to the 77 subscribers. Yeah, give me a subscribe if you like this content. There'll be more coming. Today we're going to look at the job market. We did layoffs yesterday. And like I said, there's going to be more layoffs in 2024. They're already releasing news articles about it, preparing you for that. Now let's see what the job market is saying.
I want to know how people in my generation are supposed to get on in this economy. I have over 10 years of experience in sales, retail, management, upper management, hiring, training. I mean, the list goes on. Visual merchandising, marketing, social media content creating. Literally, the list goes on. I've worked on commission. I've worked hourly. I was recently laid off from my job. That was supposed to be a really good paying job. And I've applied to over 500 jobs. I have only got one interview, didn't get it, and everything else is just a rejection letter. I have a good resume. I have a good cover letter. I have great experience. I'm actually a really valuable worker, and I know that. I know my worth in the workplace. And I can't get a job. Now, I could get a job for $18 an hour, but $18 an hour in this economy doesn't cut it.
Yeah, just going to pause this here. 18 in this economy is not going to cut it after you pay taxes and everything. That's rough. Even in the comments, everyone seems to be agreeing with it. We're in a silent depression and no one's really talking about it. 100%. The pay for most jobs available is insulting, yes, especially the starting pay. Everyone's hiring, but no one is hiring. Imagine trying to get a job fresh out of college. Yeah, Alyssa, you're in for a rough time.
Making at least $70,000 a year, and that's not even to be living lavish, that's to be fucking surviving. So if I, with 10 years of experience and all of those things that I said can't get a job, how are any of us supposed to get on? Ask.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more videos like this of people just really, really stressed out. Like, I can't find a job. I've got all these qualifications, I've got the degree, I've done everything I was supposed to do, but there's just not a job for me. Yeah, stay strong.
For all the people having hard times finding jobs or they're losing jobs, this recruiter saying this is very important. It's not normal to compete with 2,000 other candidates for a crappy job. It's not normal to go through 7 rounds of interviews only to get ghosted. It's not normal to get laid off 1 month after getting promoted. It's not normal to be shamed into refusing to work for free to prove yourself. It's not normal to have your offer rescinded the day before you start. It's not normal to only have 24 hours to return to the office or get fired. And it's not you, it's them.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Before the pandemic and during the pandemic, it was really an employees market. You could trade jobs quite quickly. You could find decent jobs. There was all the work from home options. It's really flipped now. Now the cheap credits, there's no more of that. Companies trying to downsize. They're trying to go in survival mode. It's not an employees market. It's an employers market.
Job market now is just insane. I just saw an article that in California they're raising fast food workers minimum wage to $20 an hour while the rest of the state stays at $15.50.
Yeah, just going to pause this as well, and I actually think this is going to have a negative effect on California. Leave me a comment if you're in California, and if you have a take on this. But when they raise it to $20 an hour, it's just going to push them more to automation and having self-service options, and they're going to actually have less employees but pay that 20 an hour. That's what I think is coming. I've seen some things that indicate that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, please.
People are losing their job and applying for jobs for over a year and still not receiving any calls back. Jobs are creating postings and then never answering them. And we know that's because of pandemic funds. It's bad enough that jobs aren't paying well. Now you have to have 3 to 4 jobs and side hustles to survive, and good luck getting all of those jobs. For all the people having hard times finding jobs or they're
For anyone ripping that girl apart saying the job market's not that bad, earlier this year I'm looking for a job, okay? I'm sorry. Anyone saying that the job market is not that bad, you're lying. When I came back from working for 4 years in China, I worked as a manager for 40 teachers, 7 English campuses, over 3,000 students who were making millions of dollars a year in my, in our budgeting. And I was very successful in my role. I have clear credentials, etc., to back that all up. I still managed for more than 1 year living in Canada to not find any employment over $23 an hour. The most pay I got was from a summer camp that is a non for profit arts and culture center. So obviously they're not going to pay me a lot, but I love that camp very much. And I've been a ride or die for them, and I would do it for not that much money anyway. But I digress. I was used to getting a very, very decent salary before and had an immense amount of responsibility. And in Canada, I could barely even get interviews for entry level teaching positions.
Just going to pause this here, guys. I like this comment here. Canada has gone downhill. I agree. I think Canada's one to watch. I think it'll fall before the rest of the other Western countries just because I think they're managing it terribly. Terribly. If you're one of my Canadian viewers, please leave me a comment of how you find it. I genuinely love to know how you guys are finding Canada right now.
English teaching center that would could guarantee like 10 to 15 hours per week if I was lucky at $20 an hour. I'm telling that is the only jobs I could find because easier easier jobs with less skills required wouldn't even give me a shot. And management positions or senior management positions, which is what I was qualified to do, were never going to hire me having not worked for their company or not worked in the Canadian teaching system for whatever reason. So after a year of literally barely surviving, I decided that I was just going to do my own thing. I do own my own business now. I have my own little teaching school with my own little private clients, and I'm making about as much money for less physical class time, but obviously it's still not enough. I have way more freedom and happiness and
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this one here, guys. But yeah, he's going through it. It sounds like he's got a nice situation there, and I think a lot more people are gonna have to do this: set up their own private businesses, do their own hustling on the side, to sort of make up for that lack of money that they're getting from the main job.
Working in marketing is not at all what I thought it would be. These are the things that I wish somebody had told me before I decided to pursue this field. So much of marketing is just testing and then iterating on those results and testing again. Like it's kind of like science. Marketing experience is really important, but honestly, what I think is just as important is your ability to get creative with solutions and to actually understand all of the different things that are available to test in the first place. Second thing, it's worth building a network of marketers, not just to open up job opportunities, but to actually have people to go to when you're faced with problem you don't know how to solve. Like it's not like math. Like there's not just one right answer. Sometimes the most valuable conversations are the ones that you have with people that actually understand marketing, but they're not so deep in the actual business problem. They can bring that fresh perspective that actually ends up helping you think through the problem. And the third thing, you don't have to be employed in a full-time role by a real company to get marketing experience, especially in digital marketing where it is so easy to, build a website, start a blog, spin up a social media profile, run an email campaign. And that kind of experience can actually be more valuable in some cases than full-time job experience. Because
Yeah, 100% on that last one. I see a lot of videos these days or a lot of stuff from students, and they're like, oh, I've got no experience. They don't even look at me with no experience. You've got to really make your own portfolio. Whilst you're at university, if you can't get a placement or you can't get some work somewhere, build your own website, start your own thing, get some traffic to it, use your marketing skills that you've learned from university, and then start getting experience that way as well. So that's a pretty good point from her. I do feel that I've seen a lot of stuff from marketers online. I think it's one of those things, a bit like graphic designers back in the day. There was loads of them. And it seems there's a lot of marketers who are currently looking for jobs. If you are a marketer, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys.
If you're wondering what the job market looks like right now, let me tell you, I just had a final round interview. This is after a month of talking to this company, doing a technical exam, doing a presentation, talking to all of these people, putting in hours. And the thing was, it sounded really good. The people seemed happy at the company. The product, I was okay about. But they had a 4-day work week, and I was like, oh, that's kind of progressive, kind of cool, right? And a 4-day work week could be interpreted in a few ways. It could be interpreted as, okay, you're working 8 hours a day still, so now you're working 32 hours for 4 days out of the week. Or you're still trying to fit in the 40 hours, so now you're working 10-hour work days. Nothing would have prepared me for that final round interview in which they told me, yeah, so you'd be working the 4-day work week, which is 12 and a half hours a day, because we expect you to work 50 hours in the week. But don't even list that benefit then.
Yeah, that doesn't sound completely unreasonable to me if they told you at the beginning of the process. If they say at the process it's 4 days on, 3 days off, but it's 12 and a half hours, this is the wage. Yeah, you got to be really upfront and honest about that.
So I've been seeing a lot of TikToks lately about how girls in marketing, I mean anyone in marketing, but it's been girls that I've been seeing, but
I just want to say, guys, I haven't watched any of these videos. I'm watching them fresh with you. I literally just said that thing about marketing. Here we go. This is a clear case of it.
in a job right now. And I just totally felt this. So I got my bachelor's degree in marketing, and literally right after college, which I graduated during COVID, so probably not the best time. But for the life of me, I could not find a job like just applying online. My first job out of college, I got it through my husband knowing somebody who needed a marketing person. So that was my first job out of college. And I did social media management for like a small gym. And after that, when I tried to find my next job, it was 10 times harder. I literally applied to like every job on LinkedIn, Indeed, just even companies' websites. And anytime I got an interview, I just did not have enough experience. Companies did not care about my degree at all, did not ask about my degree whatsoever. And when I did explain my experience, it was not enough for them for entry-level positions. Like, it's really just so sad that our degrees basically mean nothing anymore. Like, I wish I would have actually, I guess, done like a ton of internships during college, which I didn't. I worked instead because I wanted to make money. I know some internships pay, but like, I just didn't want to do internships. I wanted to actually make money throughout college. And now I do have a full-time job. I'm a buyer. So it's nothing to do with marketing. So, I mean, yes, I kind of feel like my degree is wasted because I'm not using anything from school, although I'm glad I got the experience there. But besides that, like, I am not using my degree.
Yeah, I don't use my degree at all. I don't think a degree means what it used to mean anymore. I'm pretty sure everyone's slowly coming to that realization. A lot of people have been thinking that way for a while. Like, if you're applying for a marketing job and two people apply for it, one person has a degree from a school and another person has a whole portfolio saying, I've taken 10 social media campaigns and got millions of followers. I've done this. I've ran these marketing campaigns. I've been to physical events. The person who's actually done the stuff is going to beat out the person with a degree. If the hiring is actually trying to get the best person for the job. So yeah, leave me a comment what you think on universities as well, guys.
The market is terrible. I have applied to over 200 jobs.
Hi, the market's awful. I'm so sorry. I lead HR at a global company, and you are totally right. I have a tip. I know you mentioned this, but I get LinkedIn notifications to my phone. So if you DM the head of HR or the head of a department or the head of recruiting, they just might answer right away. I have gotten messages on a Saturday at 2 p.m. when I've been at like a winery, and I'm like, I love this message. And what someone will do effectively is they will say, I'm so-and-so, this is what I do, this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what excites me about the open role that you have. Are you the right person for me to reach out to? Could you connect me? And what I will do is I will have my touch base with the head of recruiting that reports into me, and I'll say, hey, so-and-so on LinkedIn sent me the message, I forwarded it to you. Have you gotten back to them yet? And I'm excited because people have gotten jobs this way. So keep going, keep cold DMing. You just don't know, it might work.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Good tip there. If you are applying for a job, go on LinkedIn, try and find all the people in that company, start messaging some of them, ask them about, so your name gets brought up. Yeah, good top tip that. We'll do one more and then we'll get out of here. But yeah, it looks like everyone's on the negative about the job market right now.
It's not looking amazing for 2023 and 2024 graduates. Bloomberg recently released this article talking about how it's the worst graduate job market in years, arguably since the 2008 financial crash. So the article talks about how graduate job openings have been tanking in recent years. So looking at the data, it tanked in 2020 and then it recovered. But since 2021, it's been dramatically increasing. In England, especially in London, a trend of decline has been seen as well. Now, the article states that a reason is because inflation, everything is so expensive. So, a lot of companies are really pessimistic about offering people new jobs because their outlook on the economy isn't amazing. There's often a cost associated with training grads. So, if it's not a big multinational, they might not have the budget or the money. I've got friends that did internships literally at big companies, big, amazing companies, and they're still struggling to find jobs. This is why I'm very pro being active at university, because all the people who told you that did nothing at university and were still able to get a job immediately, they were probably graduating in a good economy. Now's not the time to do that. Not everything is doom and gloom. There is a bit of an upside.
Yeah, just gonna pause this here. If you're at university, I had two jobs when I was at university. I'm a big believer that you should. Yeah, I had a lot of fun as well. Not denying that, but I always had a couple jobs going. Um, you just got to build up that experience in that CV because when you come out, like she's saying, the graduate jobs aren't going to be there straight away for you. You're going to have to grind a little harder to find these. You want to stand out, and you don't want to just look like everyone else. Get some experience in your CV.
As you can see, graduate openings in London have decreased by over a quarter. For part of the people looking for graduate jobs, there's an amazing website called London Insurance Life, and they post graduate schemes for people who are looking to get into insurance. This can be any type of insurance. Now, they have roles in all of these areas. Literally, if you're a jewelry babe, there's something for you. If you want music, live events, who knows, you might be able to underwrite or work on Beyonce's next tour if you get a job in insurance. You might be able to see Beyonce. I'm just kidding, I can't guarantee that. But you get the gist. They've got dozens of roles open on behalf of different type of insurance companies. There'll be a link on my page for anyone who's interested in.
Yeah, guys, if you're in the UK, check that website out if you're looking for a graduate job. I'll leave it there for today then. Leave me a comment. How are you finding the jobs market? Are you looking for jobs right now? Are you applying to a million jobs? Where you living? I'd love to know what you guys how you guys are finding it. And I'll catch you on the next one.